Our speaker for today is Reverend Lisa Argo, who started attending the Center of Enlightenment 9 years, 10 months, and a couple weeks ago. In other words, she first started in early May, right? Or April? March. Oh, it's 10 years exactly. That's how much I know. After a few years, she was certified as a Center of Enlightenment healer and medium. And on July 17th, 2022, she was ordained as a minister by Reverend Keith Norton, our senior minister at the time. Reverend Lisa is on our board of directors as our public relations director and has also served as secretary. She also works on the membership committee. Reverend Lisa maintains our website and has certifications in HTML, web design, and in Microsoft Office. Reverend Lisa has also led a life of varied careers and challenges, and we share a lot of life experiences. So seeing her succeed inspires me to continue advancing in my own spiritual growth. I present to you all Reverend Lisa Argo.
Thank you. There, then I don't have to look at myself. Good morning, and thank you all for being here. Thank you, Reverend David, for stepping in for Reverend Keith. And yes, it's a special day today, this weekend, as tomorrow is Hydesville Day, and the birth of spiritualism. One night, two daughters, Margaret, 15, and Kate, 11, began communicating by rappings on the wall of their bedroom. The noise seemed to respond intelligently to the girls' questions, and soon the sisters realized they could communicate with what appeared to be an unseen presence. In 1982, we have the birth of the Center of Enlightenment. We have the birth of our community of spiritualism. In a hotel conference room at the Michigan Spiritualist Association Conference in 1982, a group of 13 individuals met in a conference room, and there was rapping on the door when no one was around. And that answered a question if they should go off on their own. To build a church and a broader community. So in January of 1983, the Articles of Incorporation were signed and formalized. The Center of Enlightenment was born. I'm going to talk a little bit about what it takes to build a community. And it can go from a church to a community to whatever you want. And I'll start with from the National Institute on Minority Health and Health Disparages. It takes a village is a proverb that has been attributed to African cultures. For example, in Bunyoro, a Bantu kingdom in western Uganda, has a saying, "A child does not grow up only in a single home." The idea behind the proverb is that although parents have the primary responsibility for raising children, the village or their community also plays an important part on how the child is raised. It is a longstanding belief that the community should and can create a safe and healthy environment in which the child grows. The belief in the power of community is an important component and strength of African American culture. As a nanny, I agree with this wholeheartedly. I also have come to find that it takes a village to build a community in a church also. Meaning that creating a strong and successful community, a church community in this regard, requires the combined effort and cooperation of many people. Just like a village relies on everyone working together to thrive, Essentially, no single person can build a community alone. It takes collective participation of its members. I'd like to talk about the different aspects of the community and what builds it. Number one, a defined cause. Number two, it must find a need to be able to meet it. Number three, it must reach out to the community. Number four, it must develop authentic relationships. And number five, allow people to belong. And six, raise up leaders for the next generation. So let's go on. Have a defined cause. The founders of the Center of Enlightenment had to find a cause. What cause were they looking for to bring people together? The more clearly defined the cause, the better the chances of building a great community. At the same time, it must be a cause that people can identify with. Reverend Ken and the others had a cause, spiritualism, but they also had beliefs in other areas that the National didn't. And just because you have a cause that you're passionate about doesn't necessarily mean that other people will also be passionate about it. Spiritualism was a great cause to rally people together, but there had to be a way to help focus people on the message and belief and to allow that cause to be binding for everyone. Spiritualism begins with the first declaration. I believe in infinite intelligence. I believe in God. We all believe in God. That's our base foundation. Believing in infinite intelligence. God is the basis of any religion. And it goes right on through to the last declaration of principles, that we have divine attributes proven through mediumship. These are the gifts that God has given us. These are stated here at COE just as they were at the national churches. That doesn't change. The founders of COE didn't want that to change. These are our foundations also. They just wanted to expand on them. They knew there was more. Which brings me to the next topic. Find the need and meet it. The founding group sought to meet the physical, emotional, economical, and spiritual needs of those around them. The national churches were fine, but there were so many people that they communicated with and knew that wanted more. What about the angels around us? Calling all the angels. What about the angels that guided us, our guardian angels? What about the stories in the Bible that did have examples of spiritual healing and mediumship? Richard talked about that last week. What about reincarnation? What about the miracles that happen? Of course, if you take a course in miracles, you find out that the actual miracle is the ability to change. These are things that the founders wanted to accept and explore. These are the topics and learnings that would meet people's needs, and they were willing and eager to meet the needs of the people who were asking for more knowledge. These were the people the founders would be reaching out to. In the beginning of the Center of Enlightenment, it was about hospitality. They met everywhere. Meetings and recognizing a connection with strangers. A similar word, hospice, means a safe place. Our homes, places of business, and churches should always be safe places for strangers to experience kindness and love. We feel this building and the energies that we've created within it is a safe place. This is what they were working for. They wanted a place where people could come together and learn and grow in spiritualism in a safe and welcoming environment, to work in mediumship, spiritual healings, and a sense of spiritualness. They wanted to reach out to the people of like minds and ideas. They wanted to broaden their horizons, learn more, connect with more people that had the knowledge they were seeking and the people they wanted to learn about. And they needed to develop more friendships. This group got to know the people that were joining their group. They made an effort to learn names, learn skills, ask questions, engage the people that were coming, seeking out congregants who grew and changed as they wanted to make sure that they continued to uphold the goals that they started with. They created fundraising events to bring people together, organizing social gatherings, community service projects, or cultural events to create opportunities for people to connect outside of regular services. And I understand that bingo was involved at one time. They created smaller groups to have intimate settings for people to grow. Classes were included to continue the growth of the church, its ideas and platform. This created a chance to bring people together and build their community. They began to learn more about each other and grow in friendships. And they allowed people to belong, to have a sense of community. And they actively pursued friendships, even people they may disagree with, hoping that friendships provided them with the doorway to shared mediumship and a belief in spiritualism. I have to say that they did have a more hobby church approach for some years, but they still worked hard. They still wanted to bring the community together and to make sure that everyone was included and working towards the future. They developed programs, and new members felt welcome and supported. They were patient and persisting in building a strong church community, and that takes time and effort. One person can never be the glue that holds the entire community together. The capacity will determine the size and health of the community. A community was always stronger when other people believe in and even have the authority to strengthen that community. So the founders looked for people who were catalysts, looked for people who were gatherers and those who were implementers. They offered a variety of ministry opportunities that allowed people to find their strengths and talents. They offered diverse ministry opportunities, healing opportunities, mediumship opportunities within the church and the wider community. They created fellowship events, which we still have today. Our potlucks, we have game nights that they did, movie nights, and they provided people to connect in casual and relaxed settings. Our founders set up our future. Our ministerial staff now works further for the future of Center of Enlightenment. Some of the other community building things that we do here is we collaborate. This is an action of working with someone to produce and creating something. Just over 43 years ago, the founding group of people got together and worked together to create a church based on spiritualism. Collaborating means coming together with no egos and a strong sense of ideas. Our ministerial group gets together every week, and we have a positive outcome each time. We take collective action and is considered a group of individuals coming together collectively. We share time together to make sure we're keeping the founding fathers' ideals together. We all have talents, and working as a collective helps. We work as a cohesive unit, building a strong sense of unity and sharing a purpose among our group. We have shared goals and beliefs. We all have decided that this is what we want to continue. We want the Center of Enlightenment here years after we've gone. So we want to build on that. A strong knowledge and understanding of spiritualism, the three-legged chair, as Reverend Ken used to say, the science, philosophy, and religion of spiritualism. In a manner of the healthy church that models of the world what it means for us to truly believe that all people are children of God, worthy of compassion and love. The Center of Enlightenment has only been here for 43 years, but I have every confidence that the current ministerial staff and board of directors are working for a community that will thrive and prosper for many years to come. Thank you for listening to me this morning, and I hope you all have a happy Hydesville Day tomorrow.